Hello? We are now at a cemetery. Welcome to Chapter 2, Part 4. 2. Or Part 4 in the total. We're in a graveyard. Probably what I'm gonna name it. Tyrion, what are we doing here? I'm not sure. Oh god. I'm not sure. For some reason, you felt drawn to this place. Wait, is that Eris? Celeste points further into the cemetery. There you see Eris standing in front of a grave. She's placing flowers on it and appears to be chanting a short prayer. Well, we found her. We should probably talk to her later. Rude to disturb her now. As you're about to leave, Eris suddenly turns to face you. She's far away, but you can see her beckoning you over. Hello there. Are you two looking for me? Sorry. We were looking for you, but we understand if you'd rather talk later. No, I was just finishing up here. Did you have something you wanted to talk to me about? Well, we wanted to ask you some questions about the case. No? That was my first time watching a court trial. It was truly remarkable. Thank you. Were you in the gallery? I've always enjoyed watching physical battles in theater. By seeing now that battles of wits can be just as entertaining to watch. Entertaining? Yeah, I know what you mean. You see the odd just stacked against him, but then he suddenly pulls out. This crazy deduction, he steers the trial in his favor. I've never really thought of it like that. But I'm sure it's far more entertaining to be the one making the deductions. That's why we're here in this game. I'm not really sure what you mean. I practice law so I can help those persecuted by the justice system. I don't really do it to entertain myself. But is that really true? Don't you find the experience even the least bit entertaining, Tyrion? I wouldn't really put it that way. You're far too modest. You save people from the clutches of death, but to your clients, you might as well be a knight in shining armor. Really, you said you were studying illusion magic. I am? Did you want me to ask me about the prosecution theory? Yes, actually. How did you know? It was easy to guess after seeing you in the courthouse. Anyways, disguising an undead with an illusion is definitely possible. As Lady Steele once said, illusory disguise would be the best spell for that. What if someone created a freestanding illusion? Yeah, we know that laws to animate and disguise the professor's corpse. What if the illusion wasn't disguising anything? Maybe someone created a freestanding illusion of Belle they're walking around. Something like that. One would probably use major illusion. Creates a three-dimensional illusion. Well concentrated. What is it? I don't think major illusion is what they're looking for. Do you remember what Jan said? As always, Bellwether knocked over her face and there were shards and dirt everywhere. If the Bellwether that Jane saw was a major illusion, then she couldn't have knocked over that vase. The illusion created by the stele don't have any mass. I see, how perceptive of you. Aren't there any other illusion spells that do have mass? No, illusions can only recreate visual and auditory sensations. There isn't a single illusion spell that someone can touch. So that means that someone disguised something to make it look like Bellwether. Why the look of suspicion, Celeste? Sorry, I wasn't. Calm down, I'm only joking. I don't blame you for considering every possibility. In fact, I'm flattered you think I'm capable of pulling off such an elaborate ruse. Anyway, this does tell us one important thing. What's that? What's that? Bellwether that Jan saw had a physical mass to it. It wasn't freestanding illusion, it was someone or something disguised as Bellwether. Or couldn't they just throw something at it? Or I'm sure there's some kind of telekinesis spell in this universe. Very impressed if there wasn't. It's quite a shame, isn't it? Hmm. 12 years old when she died. Sorry I'm interrupting you. Was she someone you knew? Not personally. Actually here on Wallace's behalf. Wallace? Wallace joined the Academy as part of a program run by Headmaster Raymond. At the time, the Headmaster was reaching out to mages among the common folk. He'd started a program to admit these mages to the Academy without having to pay tuition. Both Emily and Wallace were among those mages. Well, that must have been an amazing opportunity for them. The truth is, neither of them actually cared about learning magic. The real problem was that Emily had a terminal illness. She and Wallace were poor orphans, and they obviously didn't have the resources to treat it. If they enrolled in the Academy would be obligated to give her medical treatment. The Imperial Academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. Thought that curing her illness would be an easy task for the Academy's healers. But they were mistaken, I'm afraid. I'm sure you know this by now, but healing spells can only treat wounds. They can't cure illnesses. Emily's condition only got worse over the years, and eventually she succumbed to her illness. Wallace was furious. He didn't understand why the kingdom was outlawing magic that could save lives, and that's why he decided to learn it himself. Yes, the Headmaster was inspired by Wallace's resolve. He gave him access to the Academy's forbidden tomes of necromancy. Wallace had taught himself the spells that he knows today. So that's why. It was supposed to stay a secret between him and the Headmaster. What the fuck? But I'm sure you know how that turned out. safe for an individual that you don't know. It's best to leave it undisturbed. The grave of Emily Grant. It's a shame that she died so young. Briefly say a brief prayer to grant him that.
Arcane.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Cuthbert. Stewart, what are you doing here? After what happened at the trial yesterday, I decided it'd be best to start my investigation here. Right, Wallace was in the library for the entire morning. Makes sense that she started search here. Actually, since I have you here, have you seen Aracil Matter anywhere? It's my understanding that you're both acquainted with each other. Squirrel! There's a squirrel outside my window. Yes, what do you want with her? It's not meant for anything serious, mind you. It's just the oath of a commander lost her spell compendium. Now we need to produce another one for our records. If you see her, please let her know you'd like to speak with her. We saw her earlier in the cemetery nearby, but I have no idea where she is now. Once again, I have to compensate for that idiot's mistake. Anyways, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Very well. I suppose I still need to honor a deal from earlier. Any leads? Have you any luck finding the scene of the crime? Fortunately, I haven't. From the witness's testimony, a rough idea of the route Bellwood took. None of the rooms are checked have any signs of a struggle. Why are you so sure that a struggle happened? Mainly basing that off the Lena's sister's testimony. Valerie, in particular, noted that the bleeding came from a wound in her stomach. Regrettably, the body's wounds were mended, so we can't determine what kind of weapon the murderer used. During the trial, you mentioned that another witness saw Bellwether walking around yesterday. Would you be willing to tell us who that person is? I am sorry, but I can't tell you that. You've been pretty transparent with your investigation so far. It's strange. I have no obligation to justify myself to you, nor do I have an obligation to help the opposition. Do we have a deal? Hiding information doesn't exactly seem fair to us. I believe I've given you plenty of information already. Regardless, family is dangerous. Her family's dangerous? What does that mean? Is there something about this witness's family? Dear God. This could be a feint. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try harder than that if you want to bluff me. Referred to the witness. Furthermore, she said that her family is dangerous, but she goes to such lengths to hide the witness's identity. Okay, so it looks like she's not willing to share more at the moment. Maybe she should try looking somewhere else. Okay, let's... The library is full of books for educational purposes. Too bad they don't have any fictional books. Were you looking for a novel to read? Yeah, I hope they had some mystery novels I could read. You like mystery novels? How convenient! Of course. Why do you think I like this job so much? I've never really been a fan of the mystery genre. But the whole career is about solving mysteries. Exactly. It's exhausting. When you read a novel, I just want to read about simple fantasy stories and classic heroes. I guess that makes sense. What about you, Steven? I don't really have time for such things. It's a globe of the world. It's amazing how many other nations there are aside from Isengard. I've been to most of these, but that is a lot of places. Traveling through the border heavily restricted? Don't worry, I won't report you. I can't exactly blame you for wanting to leave. There are tables to sit at while they study. I don't think I can handle studying here day after day. No. Due to constant misuse of the Arcane construct's voice, don't tell me you gave the fucking ability to change it to the fucking students. That's... Voice lines can now only be said by Headmaster Redmond. Is that why I can't make the construct say things? The constructs speak using Professor Bellwether's voice. Unfortunately, that was an open invitation to many of the students. A lot of them ordered the construct to speak several obscenities using her voice. Why is Headmaster Redmond the only person allowed to set the voice lines? There were also rumors that several faculty members partook in these pranks, and I can't blame them for wanting to let off some steam. Holy texts from the Church of Bahamut. I read some of these with Iris earlier. I've been meaning to ask, do you guys worship dragons in Wyvern? I've never really been the religious type, but I've seen some devout worshippers in the castle. It's the most prominent religion here. Scale Lord Relithelion is said to be the source of all arcane magic. No wonder that he's such a large part of our culture. So is magic exclusive to here, or is that just a lie they said?
Prepario Arcanum.
Enough. You spend some time wandering through the academy when you overhear a conversation from a nearby room. From what I understood, Miss Steelwind has already moved the investigation elsewhere. How long must I wait before I can retrieve my things? Sorry, old-timer. Orders are orders. Nothing comes in or out until this case is over and done with. Commander White, in the Headmaster chair? Oh, hello, Mr. Cuthbert. Hey, kid. In any case, there are other matters I must attend to. Please inform me when I can reclaim my things. Sure. And it doesn't look like he's conducting any sort of investigation. Is he here on Stillwind's order? He might be able to tell you who the secret witness is. What's the Headmaster talking to you about? Supposedly, he has some items stored in one of the faculty lockers. Problem is, Steven said no one gets in or out of this room, except for her and you two, apparently. She won't even let the other knights in here. Really? Is that not? Nope. But things really are when she's calling the shots. She'd give you access to climb machine if she wasn't even letting the knights in. Strangely, she's been a real paranoid, that girl. Frankly, I can't tell what's going through her head. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to move. Paranoid lately. Do you think it has something to do with this case? Nah, it started way before that. Lately, she's been using the Inquisition to investigate a lot of non-magical homicides. What? Wouldn't it be easier to work with a relevant law enforcement for that? I don't know why. She's convinced these cases have magic involved. She scanned each and every one of the crime scenes. Nothing turned up. Gotta say though, if it weren't for the scans, I might actually agree with her. Why do you say that? Those homicides, I haven't ever seen anything like them. Probably some of the most screwed up cases I've ever handled. Well, for one of the cases, we had herself a disgruntled spouse. Found up there was a man who was going up with a barkeep. What the spouse does, he stalks the poor woman, leaving threatening notes all around where she worked. The barkeep told the city watch all about what was happening, but no matter how much they stalked out the tavern, they could never catch the perp. And one day, the barkeep arrived home, the little that she knew. The spouse was waiting over there for her. The poor lady never had a chance, then to tie the whole thing together. The spouse waits for her husband to get home. She cooks them, oh dear God, a big roast using the barkeep's remains. That story is pretty, I know. Tyrion thinks someone developed a new type of magic that can control people's minds. And these homicides were some kind of sick test run. Magic that can control people's minds? Wouldn't Mage Blight make more sense? Mage Blight? When a mage overuses their magic, can have pretty bad consequences on their mind. They temporarily lose grip of reality and begin seeing things that aren't there. When a mage becomes like that, it almost never ends well. They enter frenzy and begin finding spells randomly, which only makes it worse. I've seen my fair share of mage blight cases, and this isn't like that. Not all of the perks for mages. The ones that were didn't even use their magic. One thing that was that each of the perps almost seemed to wake up after we arrested them. All of them said things like, "It wasn't me," or "I didn't have a choice." They didn't have a choice, but what could that mean? I doubt it means anything. Sometimes people can't face the things they've done. These had to say you had no control than to take responsibility. You wonder if you can mislead the commander into revealing his secret witnesses. During the trial, Miss Tyrion mentioned that someone other than Jan Hughes saw Bellwether walking around. Have you seen them around lately? I wanted to speak with them. Huh, nice try, kid. Well, it was worth a shot. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. I don't think anyone other than Steelwood knows who this witness is. I sure as hell don't. She's even hiding it from the Inquisition commander? Why is she being so secretive? Looks like the commander doesn't know who the secret witness is either. This isn't getting us anywhere. Dylan's behavior is strange though. I don't know. Finding elements of case, even from the commander. Anyone can tell that she doesn't have much faith in him. I'm standing right here. But this isn't the first time I've seen her hide key details of a case from him. There has to be a reason why she's being so secretive. Her action must be driven by paranoia. She's been hoarding information about the case. There's only one reason why she's utilized the Inquisition like she usually does. It's because she doesn't trust them. I hate to say that. That doesn't really surprise me. She's always been standoffish with us. But there is one exception. During this case. Us. She let us investigate the crime scenes without any restrictions. Yeah, I never really thought about that. Does she trust us that much? I don't think personal trust is the reason. We don't usually interact with her. And she's worked with the Inquisition on plenty of cases that we weren't even involved in. Tyrion doesn't know much about us, but she does know that we aren't prone to noble corruption. Hey, you indicted a noble during the last case. Meanwhile, the Inquisition usually bends to the nobility's whims. Well, I can't argue with you there. I could tell she is worried about this witness's family, and if she's worried about corruption from the nobility, that can only mean one thing. Murder? Perfect. Witness has to belong to a noble family. Why she's so wary of interference. But we're obviously not going to do anything corrupt. Which is why is she hiding the identity from us? We can't thought through the out. I think she's worried about her safety. Yeah, I guess harassing a noble could put you in danger. But I'm the protege of the infamous Really tomorrow. Yeah, it's not as if we aren't already on the nobility's bad side. I'm sure the Pierce family still has it out for us. This can only mean that the family we're dealing with is even more powerful than House Pierce. If the prosecutor was wary of them, they could even be as powerful as the Steel Ones. Wait, don't tell me if you think we're dealing with one of the four pillars. Four pillars? It's the name people use for the top four noble houses. These families stand at the top of the kingdom's aristocracy. If I recall correctly, the four pillars are House Frega, House Montentius, House Sybil, and House Steelwind. Steelwind is part of one of them? Yeah, which makes it so much weirder that she's serving as a prosecutor. What is it? Steelwind's behavior all started after she investigated this room. We were at the crime scene in which she left to follow the lead. An hour later, she came back to the lecture hall and booted everyone out. Her behavior changed after investigating this room? That means she found something here. And that something must point to a family from the four pillars. You know, Steelwind's orders say I can't snoop around here. You two, on the other hand, don't worry, just leave it to us. There's some school records that say which student locker she's looking at. Oh, there's an arcane construct in the back here. Probably here to aid the students. Anyway, I don't think it's relevant to our investigation. That the commander gave you. Okay. Huh, I didn't expect Wallace to use stuff like this. It does seem strange, but it's not your place to judge. Okay? You should try looking through the other lockers. These notebooks all have Wallace's name on them. These are Wallace's notebooks. Fracas locker. You know, stealing things. Inside you find several bottles of some kind of transparent lotion. There's nothing but lotion in here. Oh, ow. Closely. Wait, don't touch those with your hands. Sanitizing liquid. A little strange, but it doesn't seem to be, related to the case. Cards that the fortune teller used. Studies divination magic. But anyway, I don't think this is related to the case. Found a few things. Can't really make sense of any of it. Should look at this from the prosecutor's perspective. Tyrion found something in one of the lockers. But then, apparently. Clearly. Craig's locker. It had Wallace's notebooks and even some blood. That blood is certainly strange. Implies that something bloody was stored there. Do you think someone stole it? No, actually. I think it was Tyrion who took it. Alright. Ryan mentioned that. She investigated this room. She must have taken the bloody item as evidence. With that said, there's something else that's strange about me and Craig's locker. There are a lot of Wallace's possessions. It is possible she grew. Interesting. But it's more likely that this locker isn't actually hers. Remember what Wallace told us before. Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off my locker. Then they switch it out with the number of another locker. But it's funny whenever the student who owned the locker got angry with me. Then someone switched the nameplate. So that means that this isn't Mir and Prager's locker, it's Wallace's. It means that the bloody object came from Wallace's locker. Appears so. That's true. Why didn't steal and present the bloody item during the trial? I proved that Bellwether was wounded before Valerie healed her. Wouldn't have been the perfect time to find what you found. The bloody item found in the defendant's locker, after all. She could have easily proved that the nameplates were switched too. Right, that is weird. I think we'll just have to ask you ourselves. Okay, let's go. Investigation. Me and Craig. I underestimated him. Bluff. Not a bluff, just stealing. No proof of using that, Due to the involvement of me and Craig. You might give them more information. You've been behaving strangely, Steelwind. Even the Knights of the Inquisition have noticed. Please just tell me, why are you being so paranoid? I'm not sure what you're trying to imply, Mr. Cuthbert. Nothing about my behavior has changed. I've approached the case objectively, just like I have with every other case. You've ordered the knights to stay away from the crime scene, and you've even taken upon yourself to conduct the investigation yourself. That is not normal behavior for a prosecutor. I took those actions because the Inquisition is incompetent. How could I possibly trust them with anything? The knights are incompetent, but even you can see the value of delegation. During Celeste's case, you still delegated tasks to the Inquisition, and you could have easily investigated the cartel yourself. This academy is huge. You wouldn't conduct your investigation this way unless you had a good reason. Then why didn't you enlighten me? You know that the Inquisition is corrupt and will bend to the nobility. So what would happen if a powerful noble were publicly involved in this case? The noble's influence probably ordered the Inquisition to conceal their involvement. A high-profile noble is involved in this case stealing, and I believe that noble is Miriam Frega. Block me by throwing out the names of random nobles? Every noble. Isn't that malevolent criminal like Garrick Pierce? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Has anything to do with House Frega? How do you explain this to everyone? The commander told us that you were following a lead in the locker room yesterday. We investigated the lockers of students from the Four Pillar families, and we found stains of blood in a locker with Miriam Frega's ID number, and it was presumably left by a bloody object. Taken by someone. And we heard that you became extremely paranoid after you found something in the locker room. If I'd guessed, I'd say you took the bloody object as evidence. Support these outrageous claims. What? And bloodstain. A myriad of explanations for that. Pure speculation. An object in the locker with Miriam Frega's nameplate on it. If you don't present what you found to court, I'll have no choice but to hold the owner of that locker onto the stand. That's ridiculous. We both know that the locker in question belongs to a lawless night crave. Can you unequivocally prove that, Miss Steeland? Because the way I see it, there's a lot of room for doubt there. Enough doubt for me to pull Miss Frega onto the witness stand. To provide more context, maybe I wouldn't have to resort to that. God, got an ass. And well played, Mr. Cuthbert. Suppose I don't have a choice, do I? Successfully persuaded Area Steeland. Just so we're clear, I wasn't acting to protect the nobility. But I will admit that Miriam Frega was the other witness who saw Bellwether that day. I see. I had some suspicion, but there's another matter. When I was investigating the body, I found this. What the? It looks like Miriam's been cheating at school. But why would Bellwether have something like this? From the way it's arranged, I think it might have been blackmail. Miriam Frager is considered a prodigy in the practice of conjuration magic. She's won a litany of awards, and she will most definitely graduate with honors. If these files were to reach the public, it would absolutely ruin her reputation. You think that the professor was trying to threaten her? It appears so. To discover this, several elements of the case were still unknown. Decided to look through her belongings, and I mistakenly looked through the locker with her ID, and I found that in that locker. It's very likely that this is the murder weapon. This rapier is a valuable family heirloom. And a few weeks ago, Miriam reported that the rapier was stolen from the room. Then it was found in Wallace's locker. Not that I'm complaining. But why didn't you present this in court? To be honest, I'd like to avoid involving House Frager by any means necessary. Yeah. Right. Celeste. Miss McCoy, do you recall how Wyvernguard's justice system works? To acquit the defendant, you need to unequivocally prove they didn't commit a crime. To do that, you need a solid alibi. We need to prove that someone else committed the crime. What do you suppose what happens if we bring Miriam Fraga into the stand? As Fraga won't allow one of its members to be indicted in a court of law. The plaintiff forged evidence to implicate your defendant. We used the Inquisition to do so. That's why you've been keeping them away from the investigation. Can't you do anything? Humans are powerful too, aren't they? I don't have the support of my house. Right now I'm just a prosecutor, nothing more. You know that this isn't fair for us. Just do nothing. Do nothing and let us win. Celeste. If we can't go after Miriam, we can at least have to save Wallace. I'm not gonna do that. What if Miriam Fraga is the real killer? The sword is a murder weapon, and Bellwether was trying to blackmail her. I seem to recall another case where an innocent person's sword was used to frame them. That's... As a prosecutor, it's not my place to decide who's guilty and who's not. I won't engage in corruption. Unix is to counter corruption from another noble house. I'm sorry. Do you know where Miriam is right now? You hear what I just said? Can't let her think there's even a slightest possibility you'll indict her. She'll bring the entire wrath of House Fraga down on you. Regardless, I can't do it. Wallace for unless I know what everything that happened. Fraga has the last piece I need to put everything together. I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Dormitory is room 107. I imagine she'll be there, considering classes are suspended. Thank you, Steeland. If I don't tell you, I'm sure you'll probably just find out using some other means. Please, Mr. Cuthbert, be careful. Excuse me? How dare you barge into my room? Sorry, I meant to knock, but... Construct. Remove these hoodlums from my room. Acknowledge. Shouldn't taking a closer look at rest. The student stares curiously at her. construct. Stand down. Acknowledged. I'm terribly sorry. I wasn't aware that this was your servant. Without a word. I haven't noticed you when you came. Are you a new student? What? Yes, my master just enrolled here recently. What? Yes, I just started here. Take it you're Miriam Frege? Yes, I'm honored that you recognize me. Okay. Not suspicious at all. I'm Celeste. Celeste Mick. I'm stealing. I'm Celeste stealing. Stealing? Pleasure to meet you, sir. It's a pleasure to meet another member of such an esteemed house. Wait, she's actually buying this? I just moved in. I thought that I should introduce myself. Top student in the field of conjuration. Conjuration? Yes. Oh, there's no backing out now. We're gonna ask you some questions. Yeah, but what happened to the person? I can't believe it. Quite tragic what happened to her. She's always been an acquaintance of House Riley. She seems to be more receptive to Celeste. Particularly depressing. I heard that you saw her on the day of the murder. Will you tell us more about what happened? Oh, you heard about that from your relative, did you? If you don't mind me asking. Fuck. You know, I'm just curious is all. Fuck is Tyrion? You know how uneventful life can be sometimes. You know, when... Sam, of course, is a confused area. What do you mean by that? Well, study break anyway. I suppose I have some time to stay your curiosity. Sounds checked. Oh shit. No. South Professor on the day of the murder? Where does this happen? Hallway when I saw coming out of the headmaster's office. Heading towards the library. Time is up. I'm not really sure, honestly. It's a little embarrassing. I have a bad habit of getting too absorbed in my work. Entire hours pass by without noticing. Do you have a rough idea at least? I think I was in the morning. She thinks it was in the morning. But anyway, does anything seem off about her? No, it was a short encounter. I merely greeted her. And she responded in kind. At least that's what should have happened. What? Professor really got tips? She's pretty mean to the younger students. Towards the riffraff, maybe? But not to students like us. Grace, great ally to House Frege. Or at least she used to be. Fucking straight nuts. That's why we were planning on appointing her as the new headmaster. Wait, what did you say? say that your family is going to bring battle orders to new admiral? I'm surprised you didn't know. Well, several see it on the Academy War. We're making plans to have her replace that lout, Redmond. Going to sack Admiral? To Redmond? Know about this? Oh, of course not. This was a part of a large-scale plan. Redmond, Arcane. We were also going to replace all of the staff with the Arcane College. We had to keep everything under wrap, or else the help would have left prematurely. And that leaves us. James supposedly overheard talking about the contracts. But whether prematurely reveal the plan, or is Jan lying about how he found out? The last well-mouthed weather gun left to delay our plans. Got it. So, we heard that it took your... Oh, right, that's her first name or something. Yeah. Took your rapier as evidence for the case. Could you believe her? She still won't give it back to me. I'll have my head if I can't get it back soon. How did it even become part of the investigation anyway? I don't know. Ariel won't tell me anything. There, some necromancer was the one who stole it. I'll execute him myself. Someone did steal it from me. Yes, right. From right out of my room. When did this happen? About a few weeks ago. When I came back from one of the classes. Noticed when I came back from one of my classes, someone removed the rapier from a display case in my room. How did they get into your room in the first place? Did someone use magic to teleport to pass it up? Please, I'm a master of conjuration magic. Attempted that, and then enchantments would have shunted them out. So this means the magic came through one of the doors at the windows. But it's the necromancer. Just street child like him just knows how to pick a lock. I've heard that you're one of the Academy's top students. Grades must be amazing. Of course. As an inheritor of House Frega, my grades are impeccable. Strange. Contradictory to the eye this time. Make a gesture. Huh? What kind of magic do you study? You must be joking. Pretty. Just like most members of my house. Conjuration. Type magic, especially in spatial manipulation and teleportation, right? Yes, I consider myself quite the expert in that field. The Crown Prince himself has asked for my assistance in a research study. Can you? Why would she be cheating? It's something about my wayward relative before Mary? Oh, Terry, sorry if I offended you. Sure, it must pain you to see the way she's been acting lately. Yes, it's been extremely hard. Yesterday, interrogated me about the murder yesterday. Believe it, a steel one running around a crime scene like a trauma night. Why, if I tried something that I thought it would disown me. No. Just because it was betrothed. An arcane contract in your room. I thought they only had them in the library and locker room. It was a gift from House von Sanchez. To say, they're quite convenient to have around. Look really cool. Maybe I should go. We should. They're far more useful than this attendant of yours. Fortunately, there's still some issues with their intelligence. Intelligence? There are issues when you give them complex commands. Show you. Please retrieve my textbooks and bring them here. Then cast Steel Strike at this location. After that, retrieve some plates and set them out on this table. Acknowledged. What happened? Construct obviously can't cast Steel and Strike, so my second command wasn't possible to carry out. You not notice something else? I didn't notice your first command too. Correct. My third command was possible to carry out. With that command, construct a series of commands in the order that they are given. But let's say one of those tasks is impossible to complete. When a country gets to that task, it will deem the entire series impossible to complete. As a result, you will stop executing the series altogether. Yeah, so it's just a really mediocre computer that can stand up. And is actually, and is easy to code, of course. Man, exactly. We must leave now if we want to make our next engagement. Oh, right. Let's go, sir. Leaving already? Pleasure talking to you. Yes, sure. Hope to see you around. You sure you don't want to talk to her more? You're getting a lot out of her. You already got a lot of useful information. She has to see through our ruse. Right. So, why stealing? No, I panicked. Mary's like the only noble I know. Pierce. With Creep's name. Well, hopefully Steelwind doesn't mind us buying it. On what she saw that day. It's also what she said about her rapier. I bet she wasn't lying when she said it was stolen. Probably trying to silence an alibi. I'm not so sure. Doesn't feel too obvious. If she was lying about the rapier being stolen, that implies she planned out this in vain. If she had to choose a murder weapon, why would she choose something that literally has her name on it? I understand if the murder was a spur of the moment and she just used something you buy, but if this was a premeditated murder committed by Miriam, the rapier would be the last weapon she chose. Right, I guess that makes sense. There's also this evidence of academic dishonesty. Doesn't match up with what we heard from Miriam. You know, all the stuff about working crime-printers. Probably just making things up to look good in front of me. I have an insight when it comes to things like this. Under normal circumstances, I can usually tell when someone is lying. Why? And you guys with that, I would definitely see through. People can consciously shield themselves from the eye of horse, even if they don't know about it. But when they do that, you usually can't see any thoughts from them. Saw that she was lying about her encounter with Bellwether. Seemed dissonant thought if she was lying about her grades. Guess I'll trust your insight. Insight. What does this mean? I don't know. Even with everything we found, I'm still not sure who the real culprit is. At the very least, I think we should still try to pull Miriam onto the stand. If she testified in court, I might be able to find something I can use. That's a big maybe. And if you don't play your cards right, you may spook the Fregas enough for them to pay off the judge. Either way, it's getting late. We probably have to turn in soon. Yeah. Enough to acquit Wallace. Yeah. 1 hour. Court is now resumed for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. Let us review the proceedings from yesterday. It was revealed that the trace of necromancy may not have been left by a defendant. It may have been left by a witness who used necromancy to attempt to heal the victim, seen by witnesses well after the time of her death. Only explained that the defendant using necromancy to animate the victim's body. Where did the murder take place? Does the prosecution have an answer for this? Based on several witness testimonies, it's very likely that the murder took place in the library. Interesting. What led you to this conclusion, Mr. Tyrion? First, I'd like to remind the court where the victim was sighted before the body was found. Again, the victim had a meeting near the center of the building, scheduled for 12 p.m. For that day. Our meeting lasted for an hour. This brings us to the statement of the next witness, a student in the academy. The student saw the victim walking in the hallways. I saw her coming out of the headmaster's office. She was heading towards the library. Which means that our first witness saw Belva leave the headmaster's office. Presumably, this would have happened after her meeting there, which would time this encounter at around 1 p.m. The other event is the discovery of the body, which was when Valentina Lannis contacted security. I suddenly spotted the professor lying in a pool of blood in the classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. As we have already established, this event occurred at 3:04 p.m. But the significance of the time is what occurred before the body was discovered. Second witness, a member of the cleaning staff, spotted the victim in the West Wing hallway. Belva was knocked over a vase, and there were shards of dirt everywhere. Probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. I mean, the encounter must have happened no later than 2:30 p.m. This implies the victim was near the library between 1 and 2:30. According to the defense statement, he was in the library during this time period. Furthermore, the time of death was at 2:07. This means that the second witness must have seen the victim's animated body. See, your deduction clearly tracks, Miss Yule. What do you have to say in your defense, Mr. Cuthbert? That was thought out, Your Honor. However, it is entirely predicated on the testimony of all the witnesses involved. I had a feeling it would come to this. Not, Your Honor. Bailiff Breedsport, Lady Frigate to the stand. I state your name and character. Little snakes! Dare you deceive me? It looks like she found out. Tune in to brief the witness beforehand. Coy, for the record, I told you to exercise discretion. I did not mean should impersonate a member of my family. Yeah, sorry about that. All the tea then. Oh, gave them to me. They're legally mine now. Is McCoy? Lastly, please handle your personal disputes outside of the courtroom. Anyways. Miriam, could you please testify to the court about your encounter with the victim? Very well. I was working on a research project in my dorm room when I decided to take a break. Left my room and went on a walk. That's when I saw Professor Bellwether exiting the headmaster's office. She was walking in my direction, so I greeted her and she responded in kind. After that, she headed towards the library. A short time after that, I went back to my room to continue my work. So, that does seem consistent. Kind of research project in my dorm room when I decided to take a break. It was an independent study to develop a new conjuration spell formula. The project is being sponsored by the Crown Prince himself. I wasn't aware he was involved in such a study. Of course you wouldn't. Did you expect to know every aspect of his life, dear Arya? I am. Professor Fragga might just steal him from you. His Highness. Would you align yourself with your... Please. Form the economic infrastructure from the... You clear them. Come to steal ones if it means clear down the problems. With all due respect, may we please focus on the matter at hand? Of course, Your Honor. That's when I saw Professor Bellwether exiting the headmaster's room, or office. So, here, excellent. Yes, I remember clearly. I was surprised that she was still meeting with the headmaster at all, talking about how the plot could replace him. Did you interact with the professor at all, Miriam? So I grant off about it? No, but it's very short encounter. Not have stopped to have a conversation. Did she respond? Why is that important? Miss Fragga, it's possible to use her magic, good damn. Every detail about the victim's interaction could be important. I bid her good morning, and she said good morning in response. Headed towards the library. Did you see her enter the library? I didn't. Not much else in that direction. That's the one I can't use. We know she later came from the library. Even if she didn't enter the library, she was still in that area for more than an hour. Continued that work for a few minutes. Nope, I did not. It seemed pretty straightforward. Actually, not sure. We should just have to. arcane constructs. Crap. Okay, so top near 201. Headmaster's options. I'd like to take a break. With my office and went for a walk. I saw Professor Bellwether sitting in the headmaster's office. She was walking towards me, so I good morning, and she responded in kind. Good morning. What could... Don't think that'd be useful. I don't have any help. Okay. Why did you say that? Seconds. Why did she say that?
Objection!
Shit. Did I prevent that? Shit. Probably yelled, "Shut up."
Objection!
Shit. I'm not the most smart, okay? Oh god, I've been spending way too much time on this. Okay.
Objection!
I'm guessing what happened is she's forced to say shut up, right? Like, she can only say shut up or something like that, which means it was probably an illusion at that time. I can't imagine
Objection!
Huh. Uh, 3/5.
Objection!
Oh, nice. Miss Freyja, if I recall correctly, you have a habit of getting absorbed in your work. So much so that you'll even lose track of the time of day. What does that have to do with my testimony? Early in today's proceedings, the prosecutor made the following argument. Our first witness saw Bellwether leave the meeting with the headmaster, which would time his encounter around 1 p.m. As Freyja, if it said good morning to the presser, you would have been mistaken. Because that encounter could only happen during the afternoon. And your point is that you seldom simply lost track of time. Isn't important. Because said in response, meaning it was scheduled for noon, you'd be well aware that it was no longer morning. So why would she respond good morning? Wouldn't she have corrected the witness? The encounter was extremely short. May have been preoccupied. She could have easily responded to the witness without thinking. I mean, to be honest, I kind of agree with her. Not hard to believe they were both confused about the time. Just deciding something. Freyja, haven't been entirely true. Sir, what was important, Miss Freyja? Why don't you tell me? You're greeting, aren't you? Lost some friendly? Every part of this testimony is truthful. Every detail matters, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Yeah. The professor. There's no going back on what you just said. Do you admit that she yelled at you? Pretty little. Yes, I admit. Professor didn't greet me back that day. Morning, Professor. Be quiet. Quiet. Nothing but courteous with each other. Foul mood. That's it. Chill. Lying about that. Is that all? Wait. Yeah, okay. Wait. She said be quiet, which is exactly the same thing. Miriam isn't fun. Or no, if you're cross-examining. Put your mind at ease. Yes. Name and occupation. Right. My name is Jan Hughes. I'm on the cleaning staff with the academy. Mr. Hughes, please testify to the court about your encounter with the professor that day. Sure. Testimony. I saw the professor when I was clearing the West Wing hallway. It was about 20 to 30 minutes before the dead body was discovered. She walked by me, but she looked pretty out of it. I heard she was undead when this happened. Pretty creepy, if you ask me. Then she went into the empty classroom. That was straightforward. Come, Jan. What are we supposed to do with that? I don't know. You guys are the lawyers. Telling you what I saw. Me. Where is it? Okay, let's press everything. How are you so sure that it was 30 minutes before? I always check the time to make sure I'm on schedule. I was supposed to finish cleaning the hall by 3. Right, body was discovered at 3 or 4. Professor, like the Hughes. Anything else look off about her? I mean, yeah, she was undead after all. How you didn't know that? Just dead inside. Whatever. Yeah. Did she touch anything? Might have been an accident. But she's done stuff like that on purpose before. Dieta could be in stream. Please add Dieta. No keyboard controls. Just the previous testimony. Okay. So I'm currently piecing this together. I believe that they disguised an arcane construct, sending it, giving it the thing to only say be quiet. Told them to walk into a room, perhaps disguising, the bodies around. Right.
Objection!
Mr. Hughes, you said that Bellwether yelled at you. What were exact words? I think she yelled at me to be quiet. What? That was weird. Didn't say anything, but I know better to talk back to. Thing used. Just such. The process of murder and used enemy cards. With a quick illusion spell, nobody would win. However, if what you said was truly the undead Bellwether, how did she speak to you? Huh? This doesn't make any sense. Hughes, undead can follow simple orders, but they don't have the intelligence to speak. Perhaps the witness was mistaken. No, I'm sure I heard her yell at me. I remember because what she said didn't even make any sense. Okay. Didn't say anything, but she still yelled at him to be quiet. Your Honor, the witness didn't actually hear the dead victim speaking. Actually, was her voice being recreated using magic. Okay, and using a spell? Not a spell's doing. It was artificery. Wherever the murderer is, they had a perfect piece of artistry available to them. And program Catherine Bellwether's voice. I mean, I'll try stealing. Oh, it was an arcane construct. An arcane construct. Magically animated suit of armor on it. That's tonight, huh? Yeah? have to be able to do it. But arcane conflicts are different things entirely. Extremely large, but more importantly, they're hollow. I see. I mean, for theoretically, sighted, the arcane construct wouldn't just transport the body, illusionary disguise, it also confuse and mislead anyone who saw it.
Objection!
I commend your deduction, Mr. Cuthbert. I wouldn't have never considered that possibility. What does this prove exactly? The body wasn't animated using necromancy. Isn't the murder. All the acts you described. It's illusionary disguise, after all. Any of them committed a murder. Is that blood in a courtroom? Yes, Your Honor. This is the murder weapon. She's saving that for the perfect moment, wasn't she? Reported stolen by Miriam Freger weeks before the murder. And during the investigation, it was finally found in the defendant's locker. She's clearly trying to use one of her possessions in a paltry attempt to frame her. Why, he even stole her locker's nameplate and placed it over his. That's not what happened. That sounds more plausible than what really took place. Basically back to square one, aren't we? And anyone could have told that concert to do other things. Anyway. Probably using pre-recorded voice line to make the illusion more convincing. Could anyone have done that? Illusion? Yeah, that would. Can't be him. Tyrion couldn't do convert, but that's simply not true. Yes, but not everyone can change what the constructs are able to say. Only one individual has the credentials for that. Headmaster of the Imperial Academy. You're not serious, are you? The headmaster did all of this? I don't want to believe it. It's the only person who could have done it. Completely ridiculous. Never do something like this. Tyrion, with one comment on the letter, said so. Quiet. There you go, we're back. Okay. Relationship with the professor. Shouted at him. As if the professor was still responding indiscriminately. And recall her encounter with Chant Hughes. The professor knocked over a vase and shouted at him to be quiet immediately after, even though he hadn't said anything. Gone into the sound of the vase breaking. This feeling. Where did Bellwether come from before she encountered Miss Frege and Miss Hughes? Meeting the headmaster. No need. Fortunately for you, I'm already in the gallery. trick me from it. I, sorry, no matter how I look at it, points to you. In fact, I should commend you. Now then, to clear the air, I suppose I should give my testimony on what happened that day. That day, I had a meeting scheduled with the professor at noon. She showed up at the expected time, and we discussed various administrative measures. Our meeting went on for an hour, after which she left to prepare for her next class. Despite our many disagreements, we still knew how to be civil with one another. After all, I had no reason to bear a personal grudge against her. I just can't see it. He seems like such a nice person. Really the person we're looking for? He has to. No one else could have orchestrated this entire plot. Why?
Objection!
Sorry. Sorry, before the meeting. Way to disprove what he's saying. Hotels. For an hour. So immediately at 12. Of 1 p.m. At taking time to prepare lesson plans. Think they're on the moon to prepare by it. Still mentioned. Still haven't really do this. Yeah, to be so hard to believe. See why I say that. But despite everything, I was still her superior. She always remained professional speaking the truth. I've heard many complaints of her. But at all these things, she was a remarkable possessor. Lack of people skills. Oops. Okay.
Objection!
Redmond, did you really hold no animosity towards Professor Bella? Of course not. I did have strong opinions about her methods of teaching. I always remained professional. We both did. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. In fact, I think you might have had a very good reason to murder the weapon, considering that she was going to take your job. What? So you knew about that? Sorry, but I don't follow. How is the professor going to take the headmaster's job? According to me and Fragment, Catherine Bella was currying favor with noble families. In fact, there was a plan to oust Mr. Redmond and appoint Bellwether as the new headmaster of the academy. What? In any case, I doubt the headmaster had any idea of this until now. I'd like to remind the court of the witness's reaction just now. He said, so you knew about that. His reaction was one of surprise. But he wasn't surprised by this information, despite that I knew this information. That's... Please, dear Abby. You're feeling that, but I'm perfectly capable of defending myself. Then all be means. I'd love to hear it. Godly. It is true that I knew about Frega's plot beforehand. Just learned about it. On the day of the murder, the professor told me about a plan. She's going to replace me as the headmaster and place staff for arcane constructs. You might say that this would have given me a perfect place to murder the professor. Right? The supposed murder question was stolen from Miss Frega. This happened weeks before the murder in my discovery of the professor's treachery. I had no knowledge of the plan before she told me, and therefore I couldn't have known to steal Miss Frega's weapon in an attempt to frame her. Most likely. His alibi makes sense. He couldn't have planned this whole thing unless he knew about Bellwether's plans. Knew about this weeks ago. How did he find out? Tell him a lot of truth and only change one detail. Did tell him 10 weeks ago. Really? For yesterday? Do you still plan on standing behind the claim? Of course I am, because it's the truth. Second, you should really close your doors during your meetings. What? It is true that Bellwether revealed her plan to you during one of your meetings. In fact, Jane Hughes happened to overhear that same meeting. If Buddy only overheard the part where staff would be replaced. That's the strangest part, Ben. According to Miss Hughes, this meeting occurred weeks ago. Can't accuse it based on a rumor. Instead of based on second-hand information. Did distinctly arcane constructs. Too specific, too accurate to assume he just misheard a different conversation. Only if you plan for the arcane constructs, still. Beforehand. And nor authority over the cleaning staff's employment. It makes sense for her just to reveal her plan for the arcane construct. It doesn't make sense with the context that Bell had been taking his job. So tell me one thing, Redmond. Why did you find the need to lie about this? Is it because it's not a need to protect yourself from my accusations? Redmond, I asked you a question. Were you murdered, Catherine Bellwood? Oh, that is a fucking ominous photo. What a fine mess it is. This is... Not yet. Headmaster? So, you truly plan on pushing this, haven't you? Well, your thesis sounded promising, Mr. Cuthbert. Leave your arguments, could use a little work. Arguments? You think I killed Catherine Bellwether? Me? I'm an elderly man in his late 80s. Alone and had nothing to overpower Bellwether with. I could barely walk, much less wield a rapier. Nothing. But you and Bellwether weren't the only people in that room, were you? Neither the Arcane construct to carry the Bellwether's body. That means the construct would have already been in your office. Your privileges easily programmed the construct to stab Bellwether for you. Even so, think about what would have transpired afterwards. Call Miss Steele's timeline of Bellwether's witnesses. Theory, construct would have spent more than an hour in the library. Being there would have risked my so-called ruse for being discovered. Time you deduce from Miss Frego's testimony is predicted on one thing. She saw Miss Bellwether exit your office after your meeting. Shut the fuck up, Siri. However, if assumed that you're lying about this meeting ending, your entire argument falls apart. Frego would have encountered Bellwether after her death at 2:01 p.m. Frege wouldn't have made a mistake like that. Miss Frege thought it was morning when she saw Bellwether. Can't reliably tell the time. And what about where the rapier was placed? Was really the murder? And planted the... Well... lockers in there. Framing Cube's the last person I choose. You're right, Mr. Redmond. You wouldn't try to frame Ross, but you would try to frame me and Frego. It would have been the perfect act of revenge, wouldn't it? You murdered your treacherous co-worker. Co-worker framed the daughter of a family that helped her, but something went wrong, didn't it, Redmond? Labels on Ross's and Rams? Lockers were switched. Anyone who saw that would have easily mixed them up. I am the headmaster of the Imperial Academy. I have records of all the students who lockers were located. Known. Wasn't you, was it? Your Arcane construct was the one who granted the rapier in the locker. I bet you commanded it to place the rapier in the locker near Frego, but it saw the ID on Wallace's locker and just assumed there's rooms. This is... I'm looking for something to say. Steven, say something. What? It's Cuthbert. There's evidence this morning. Yeah, that's right, yes. You don't have any proof, do you? More orders. Your Arcane construct is still in the locker room where I planted the rapier. All we have to do is take a look inside it, and we'll see the blood inside. So, Mr. Cuthbert. No, Mr. Cuthbert, I was checking something. What? It's just theoretical best, I suppose. You have anything?
None can remain concealed.
There has to be something that he forgot to get rid of. I can't believe like it's a trace of necromancy on that body. To make it matters worse, Construct placed the evidence in the long locker. Did send the Construct to the locker to room to plant the evidence. I accused Treg of cheating. Plant the body in Lecture Hall 2B. And then plant the evidence in Frega's locker. You're supposed to head to the storage room after. Wait, you ordered the Construct to go to the storage room. Afterwards, found it in the locker. Right. This means he started the lockdown before the Construct was finished in the locker room. Series of commands was interrupted. Yes. His memory. Then, Tyrion, I have nothing more to ask of this witness. Not giving up, are you? I have to ask. How are you gonna prove he didn't in that testimony? Don't worry. We already wiped its history. Do Marie for a second on this thing. User Construct. Good. Please recite your command history. Reporting. Command 1. Stand by in Headmaster's office. Command 2. Await vocal signal. Attack. From Theodore Redmond. Command 3. Treat Catherine Bellwether as a hostile entity and neutralize. Contract right here. Hold. Battle. Interrupt. Please continue. Await vocal signal. Leave. From Theodore Redmond. Command 5. Command 5. Move to classroom 2B. Reply to any inquiries. Voice line 3. Number 3. Command 6. Remove Catherine Bellwether from interior frame and place on floor. Construct. Top number. I think we know. Just keep. Commands were provided by Headmaster Theodore Redmond. How? wipe his command history. Mr. Redmond, constructs don't follow the same logic that humans do. They're prone to errors when their commands are impossible to execute. Impossible? In what way were my commands impossible? You were the one that made it impossible. You activated the lockdown system. Lockdown? Well, it was found earlier than you'd like. You had no choice but to immediately activate the lockdown system when it was reported. However, the construct was still in the locker room when you did this. So that's why it was in there. The construct finished its tasks in the locker room, but then it tried to follow your next command. It tried to move to the storage room, but it prevented it from doing so. Completion of the command was impossible, so the series of commands was stopped before it wiped its history. You little... Peter Redmond, you ordered your construct to murder Catherine Bellwether. Then you had to place the murder weapon in a locker. You just framed Miriam Frega. We have your construct's testimony to prove it. And that's checkmate. I can't believe it. How could you do something like this, Madmaster? She's gonna take everything from me. My position, my academy, my students. Everything would be gone. It would be stolen by her and the Fregas. Hey, why didn't you say anything to me? I could have. Don't you dare stand and act ignorant, Lady Steelwind. Think that Fregas acted alone? Your father was a part of this plot too. What? I have nothing to say to you. I thought you were different. I listened to your lies about societal reform. Yeah, and you were just like the rest of the rest. Scaled Lord, what have I done? I was even willing to sacrifice poor Wallace. Levi, why didn't I listen? Why did I do this? Full confession. Courtroom seemed no reason to prolong this any further. Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Mr. Cuthbert, you really did it. Feels amazing, right? Like a big weight lifted from your shoulders. It does, but I can't believe the headmaster was the one that did this. Right? Despite everything Redmond did, he was the one that allowed Red Wallace to pursue his dreams. I'm sorry, I'm sure this is bittersweet for you. What am I gonna do now? The only reason I could even attend the academy. I'm gone. Come on, don't think like that. Gotta quit it. I'm sure it'll all work out. It's basically taboo. There are places you could learn it legitimately. The Imperial Academy. Don't you get all sad on me too. Sorry, I was just thinking. The Fregas will probably just appoint another second. As the headmaster. Tina and I, they're all gonna lose their jobs. That's truth, and you put a murderer behind the body. You saved Wallace. Right. At the end of the day, you saved Wallace from a wrongful conviction. You should be proud of yourself for that. I suppose you're right. Maybe I am just overthinking things. The doubt still lingers in your mind. Now come on, I'm taking Wallace to the restaurant. Remember how much the place cost? Oh wait, I have plenty of gold. Am I the only one? Does this team not make any gold? You can meet us there, Celeste. I need to talk with Tyrion for a moment. Alright, let's go, Wallace. Okay. You activated the Empire Eye again, didn't you? I do. Didn't really have a choice. Yeah, of course, powerful too, Empire. But you can't keep relying on it if you're gonna grow out of attorney. Work for me this way. I suppose you're right. I'll try and rely on it less next time. And that marked another case in my career as a defense attorney. Another life saved, and another murderer brought to justice. But I still couldn't shake this feeling of uneasiness. Was it guilt for what would happen to the faculty staff? Or was it something else? And that's the end of the episode. But there's usually some post dialogue. Yeah. Steel went just talking with the perp for hours. Let's even ask at this point. Turns out she doesn't trust his testimony. Something about his memories not matching up with the crime scene. Think it's made blight, does he? No, it's not that. He found a damn symbol etched into his desk. What did she call it? The purple mark? Oh, for the love of not this again. Look, if the little lady wants to chase the boogeyman, just let her. At least this time she's doing it personally instead of dragging us into it. Cast to sleep. Hey, what? Up with him. Who did this to your desk? What has gotten into you? What are you admitted to everything? What more could you possibly want? Where did graffiti come from? What is the symbol? What is the purple mark? I don't know. A student must have done it at some point. Thank you. Think very hard, Headmaster. When did you receive this purple symbol? Focus on the moment you received this. Wait a minute. No. How? Lady Steeland! Hey, Steeland! Hurry up, what happened? Are you okay? That was close. Elation over meeting him almost made me forget. Harris, what are you doing here? Why? Wait, I remember now. It was you. You put those ideas into my mind. You're the one who told me to murder Bellwether. Oh, you humans never fail to amuse me. I didn't make you do anything. Everything you did all the planning. All the planning, all the preparation. That came from your own mind. I have to say, I was quite entertained with the scheme you came up with. Why, you even broke into Mariam's room. I didn't know you had it in you, old man. You maybe forget about our conversation, but how? Illusion can't affect the mind. Magic can't affect the mind. It's a shame, though. I would have much rather turned Wallace into the antagonist of this chapter. Imagine if he turned. It would have been spectacular. Can't argue with that logic. Armies of undead running rampant in the streets. But alas, even I couldn't corrupt his pure soul. Answer me, who are you? What are you? What am I? I am the Lord of the Sixth Circle. Oh god! He's fucking dead. Well, that's it for the video. Be sure to like and subscribe.